Sintopia is a colony management game where you're put in charge of the bureaucratic administration of hell. It's your job to punish the sinful, make a healthy profit, play God, and expand your business across both the overworld and hell itself. In my 7 hours with the game so far, it's got hints of black and white, the EA classic. It's got humor similar to Theme Hospital or the 2 Point games, and it's got a satisfying logistics loop that really took me by surprise. In this video, we're going to be learning how Cintopia works across chapters 1 and 2 of the campaign before being unleashed to tackle a whole real hellish operation in chapter 3. And it's all thanks to Team 17, who were kind enough to sponsor this video. Cintopia comes out on April 16th, and you can check it out at the link in the video description or in the pinned comment. So what we're looking at right here are the hummus. They are sentient chickpeas. They will develop their own life paths, or they will develop on their own, depending on their life paths. I can influence their life and their death if I so choose to do so, such as through spell casting. We have a little spell down here called Force Push. I'm sure you can imagine what this can do. I can, if I decide to do so, go ahead and click and drag and send a bunch of them flying. I'm just gonna make a whole mess out of that group of hummus right there. That's a whole thing. Now, this big structure that we're looking at here is the temple, specifically the seeding temple, which traveled from heaven through the stars to add the hummus to this world's ecosystem. Hell, however, has to be built by hand by me, and we're gonna get there. Down at the base of the temple, we have the spawn beacon, which contains hummus seeds. This is where new hummus come into the world according to the birth rate every day at dawn, basically depending on the previous night's shaboinking. And on the other side, we have the resurrection portal. So whenever we resurrect an individual hummus from hell, they will end up back here for a brand new life. And on this particular map, there happens to be a farm right here at the start. Harvesters will come here to harvest wheat, milking cows just to remove— wait a minute, what? Harvesters come here to harvest wheat. Milking cows is just to remove stress. Okay, that's all right. Fair enough. Remove stress from who? You know what? Maybe let's not. Let's move on. Let's move on. There is also a sawmill. This is where hummus will gather materials and then drop them at a stockpile in order to build and expand. They can also build mines to gather stone, but it's all still materials in the end. Down this way, we can see them work, and they're doing a pretty good job. Oh my god, I love the shirts. I love the outfits. I do. I have like 2 shirts just like that. Oh, don't know what that says about me. I'm a sentient chickpea. That's what it says about me. And then over this way, we happen to have a bus. This is the bus that will take my hummus, or the souls of my hummus, to hell. That's what this is for. 5 at a time for now. We can't upgrade it, but for now, it's up to 5 at a time, which is fine. We can deal with that. And you know, I suppose, speaking of hell, we've got the bus arriving. We should have, I think, 4 souls getting off of the bus, since that's about as many as we sent down here. We absolutely do. We also have the resurrection gate. Now, whatever layout I build down here in hell should always finish here so that souls can go back to their lives. And speaking of the souls, we have the 4 of them just down here. And if we take a look at them, we can read a little bit about them. So Martine Dalamus was a harvester, has never been here before, which is totally fine. What's more interesting is the sins part of Martine's profile here. Now, as it stands right now, Martine's highest sin is lust, but of course, there are 7 deadly sins. There is sloth, there is wrath, there is pride, there is envy, there is lust, there is greed, and there is gluttony. When we combine all of these numbers together, Martine currently has a Sinometer score of 43. If the Sinometer is below 50 when the soul is resurrected, we'll earn a hero, and I'm pretty sure we're going to learn a little bit more about that in just a moment. Now, we do have a task here to build an Omnisin Doctor. This building punishes souls, removing a small amount of a random sin or random sins, and will earn me purgadollars. It cannot punish deviant souls. Now, deviants are any soul that has a score of 50 or higher in any particular sin. So, for example, if Martine happened to have a lust score of 50, Martine would be a deviant, and unfortunately, our Omnisin Doctors would not be able to do anything about it. Thankfully, we don't have any deviants right now, so we'll just go ahead and build an Omnisin Doctor here, and right about here, and we can skip some of the dialogue, because I'm gonna do the talking here. I love the dialogue in this game. I'll be honest with you, there is a bunch of it getting cut out of this video, because I'm trying to keep things moving a little bit. I don't know if I want this video to be like 2 hours long, so we're gonna keep up the pace, and we're gonna get through this tutorial stuff as quickly as we can, so we can get into what will end up being the third mission in the campaign, the third level, the third stage. Yes, it's a whole thing. The tutorial is very, very good, though. I've done it once already, so I'm kind of hoping we can breeze through this. Anyway, souls always try to move forward. They cannot go against the flow, so be careful with the direction of roads. Hummus split evenly at every intersection. So what that means is that when we build roads, it is directional. So if I build this way, the arrows go that way, and we can see that they will reach this point. We then want to go over to this doctor, so we now have an arrow going to the right. If we go this way, we can go this way, and we now have the arrows splitting, which is completely fine. So again, they'll split evenly. We'll have 2 go left, 2 go right. Over this way, we can come out, we can go to here, we can merge over like so, and then all we need to do is head out, and that's about all we need other than some employees. So buildings need employees, I love it, to work in it. I can hire them in the management menu down here in the bottom right, and then drop them over a building to assign them. I can also click on the building and click hire, which works just as well. And that's actually something I tend to do a little bit more, because it gives you, if there's different types of employees. So if you click on the building and click hire, it opens to the type of employee that you need. It's just a little bit easier. In this case, we have Sigmund Hishio, Happy Body Ache, and Wallace Blowout. They have different salaries. So 190, 150, 190. This one will work for 3 minutes and 18 seconds before taking a break, and the work speed is 100%. Now, good old Sigmund is a little bit more expensive than the others, but that work time is pretty good. Also happens to have a workaholic trait, which means he works for a bit longer. Happy Body Ache takes a little bit less break time, so that could be useful. And we have you with a bit more work time as well. I think we just go for Sigmund. The prices aren't that different that I think it matters. And over this way, I guess we'll go for Wallace, just because we can. So that gives us the 2 employees. Those are sad imps that we've added to each of those buildings. And what we will see once this opens up is that my souls will split around a little bit. It's also worth pointing out these buildings will make me money, which is super important. We can kind of see how it's broken down here. So every 50 seconds, that's how long the treatment takes, we will remove 25 points of sins. That's the amount of sin that'll come off of treated souls. And we will gain 250 purgadollars, which is absolutely fantastic news. Now, this building that we're about to put down is a Hell Pet show. It's a little bit different. The first one is soul punishment. That was the category for those Omnisin Doctors. The Hell Pet show is in soul processing. And what's different about it is that this building will treat souls and generate a small amount of faith coins with every work cycle. Now, faith coins, we can see them in the bottom left. We have 80 of them right now. We can have up to 100, and I think that's upgradable. Those are used to cast the spells that we can use on the surface. So force push, and there are some other ones as well. So we do need a source of somewhat regular faith coins. We'll place this guy right about here. And once again, we want to build ourselves a nice little soul road that goes here. So now my souls have some options. They can go left, straight on, or right. And out this way, they can merge there. And all of them will head straight down there to the resurrection, what's its face? The portal thing. That's fine. And just like that, we have them heading out. We have them doing their thing. We should have you going in here and doing what you're doing. We'll have you sitting down for a little hell pet show. That's the Muppets show logo, isn't it? Basically, isn't that kind of what the Muppet show? It's probably, I mean, it's an homage, right? It's obviously supposed to look that way. We have you being educated about sins. That's fine. And we're making some money as we do. And then back here in the overworld, we happen to have some hummus that have been thrown back to the temple. Oh, and there's Martine. Martine has arrived back to the land of the living. Martine still has quite a bit of lust going on there, but basically nothing else across the board, which is fantastic news. Now, unfortunately for Martine, I currently have an objective to kill 10 hummus because we need some more souls in hell. So Martine, I'm so sorry. You're getting thrown down a cliff because I kind of need some souls. That did not do as much damage to you as I thought it would. All right. Well, we're going to have to do more damage to you. So let's get a nice big gust of wind right there. And did that kill you? It didn't. Okay. You know what? I have an idea. What's going to be more dangerous than launching a bunch of you guys into there's fire up there too? I know exactly what we're doing. We're going to do this. Now that should kill a bunch of them, and it did. I can also, I think, do this, and that, I think, absolutely does launch a fire, which I can then launch some imps into and set them also on fire. I think I've also set the ground on fire, which might spread. So hummus gain sins in many different ways. For example, witnessing other hummus die makes them more wrathful. If we're ever curious, we can select them and check their sinometer. For example, we have Lazarus Humptler, all right, who is a little bit wrathful right now and also kind of injured. So, you know, Lazarus, I'm so sorry, buddy, but we're gonna finish you off so I can get a couple more souls down there. I think I might do some damage to my woodcutters as well, because this is like a tutorial, doesn't really matter too much. We'll just sort of mess them up a little bit there. And that will, again, give me some extra souls that I can send down to hell. And speaking of hell, we do have one more objective for this first introductory level, I guess. We need to build 2 more Omnisyn Doctors and have 1 more operational Hell Pet show. So how do we want to go about doing that, given that we don't have a ton of space down here? I think we can probably make this relatively straightforward, or I guess I can get a little bit carried away and just sort of move everything around, but this looks better. We have still got the same little split going on down here, which looks great. We just happen to need some employees to work in the rest of these buildings. So let's get Stephen Girth. What a lad. what a name. Let's get Happy Body Ache for that one. And over here, ooh, Francis Clown, Rutger Loose, Roni Moist. Oh, I think it's obvious which one it's gonna be Mr. Moist. Of course it is. Now I do believe that is our first success. The temple is thriving. We have completed boot camp. It took very little time whatsoever. I'm learning fast. We're gonna continue. We're gonna learn some more. There's so much more to do in Cintopia, so let's continue. We're just getting started. And so we are once again in the overworld, a different overworld this time, a little bit more snowy, a little bit more developed, and we need to talk about rulers. I said we were going to do this. It is time to do this. We have a ruler over the hummus. The ruler assigns the life paths of the hummus and orders the construction of buildings. Their personality determines the it determines their priorities. I'm not even going to try that. It basically determines what they're going to do. So in this case, we have Sextus Don Hum. I'm assuming that's how that's pronounced. I'm pretty sure I nailed that. Who we can see is an industry mogul. I'm just going to skip through the dialogue as I do because I can explain it too. So he's an industry mogul. That's the personality in this case. Priorities here are construction, meaning that the strengths will be the gatherer lifespan, where people will work in sawmills and mines. The merchant life path, where they work in markets. They'll call other hummus in the population and give them powerful alterations as well. Merchants can, however, gain greed while working and with occasional bursts when giving alterations. They also gain sloth when waiting for a task, and hummus receiving alterations will gain greed. Hummus witnessing the transaction then gain envy. So these are the sins that people can get from being a merchant, dealing with merchants, or witnessing merchants doing their thing. He's also got the builder life path, which is fantastic. So they will work in the Builders Guild. They'll douse fires, construct buildings, repair damaged buildings, and remove ruins in that order of priority. They gain pride when working, with occasional bursts when finishing work sites, and gain sloth when waiting for a task. In this case, Sextus.hum has the following weaknesses. The Harvester life path, they work in farms and fisheries. The Priest life path, working in churches. And the Doctor life path, working in hospitals. They have a bunch of sins sort of related to them as well. We can also see what the previous ordered buildings happen to be for the ruler. This is basically the last building that they built, and the basically the next one that they intend to build. It's relative. It's pretty straightforward. Now, unfortunately, the current objective is to kill the ruler. So as great as, I don't know why I'm rolling the R's. This guy's name is making me want to talk all fancy. It's ridiculous. But we need to kill him, which is probably for the best, because I'm not going to try and pronounce that name a third time. Let's just send you that way. That's done a bit of damage. I think if we just send you off the cliff, it might finish you off, though. It didn't, surprisingly. There we go. The king is dead. Long live the king, as is the way of things. That's kind of how this goes. So when a ruler dies, an aspirant ruler is chosen randomly in the hummus population. The aspirant then runs towards the temple for the coronation ceremony. In this case, we have Daisy Posthumous, and we can see here that the king is dead. Long live the aspirant queen. With Sextus.hum dying from head trauma, Daisy Posthumous became the new aspirant queen and is headed towards the temple for her coronation. Which, in case you're wondering, happens to look a little something like, well, what we're about to see. Gonna grab the scepter, sort of climb up a little bit, eventually, most likely, start to levitate, fly at some point here into the sky, have the crown sort of come down from the heavens, get a cape, and now we have a new queen. Queen Posthumous, which is totally fine. Now, in this case, we can have a look and see that the queen is an ambitious explorer, which means that your strengths will be the ranger life path, pretty much exclusively. Your weakness is the priest life path. That's all right. An ambitious explorer means that a lot of rangers will be sent to explore the wilds. Most personalities have weaknesses and undervalue some life paths. And so with an ambitious explorer comes rangers, and rangers are a critical part of the hummus civilization. They serve as the first line of defense and will scout points of interest such as resource nodes and enemy camps. I guess they're based out of watchtowers, which will send ranger parties to explore and colonize the overworld. Rangers in the wild may call soldiers for reinforcements. We have some rangers out here, I do believe. We absolutely do. And I'm not 100% sure what they're going to be doing. I think they're going to be grabbing whatever this is, whatever these resources are, whatever we have out this way. And again, as I've mentioned, I have no control over the overworld. It is not something I have any say in. It is entirely dictated by whoever is leading the hummus at whatever time. So in this case, an explorer is good, but there are situations where a leader can be a bit of a pain. And so I guess that brings us to hell, or at least this current version of hell that we have down here. It is fine. It's okay. We'll again skip through a bit of dialogue here because I don't really think we need to go too crazy with it. So in hell, Corruption makes souls periodically gain random sins, except when inside a building or a waiting line. Souls in waiting lines keep waiting until called by a connected building. Now, this is kind of where this game really starts to open up for me. And this is kind of where I started to, when I first played through this, and when I first saw this, I was kind of looking at it and thinking, oh, this is interesting. This could be a bit of fun. I wasn't aware, though, that I would sort of, and I realize this is a sponsored video, so take this for what it is, but I love logistics in any kind of game. It's kind of what I've done on this channel for almost 14 years, logistics and city building and planning and blah, 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 blah. So once you start to introduce waiting lines and some of the other stuff that we're going to be looking at here, this game really started to open up for me. And this is where things do start to get really interesting for me. So what we want to do is go ahead and hire someone to work in this line. We have Brittany Cocky, Brittany Razortail, and Tiffany Paltrow. All right. Who is going to work for the longest? You are Brittany Cocky. So we'll put you in the waiting line, which is perfect. And again, they're not going to get any kind of corruption from waiting in this, which is fantastic. Now, the next thing we need to look into is some kind of break room for my staff. In this case, we're going to be building it just over yonder. And what we can do is get this thing connected by means of, I think, specifically imp roads. Now, imp roads are paths that my staff will use that the souls won't use. It's a way to connect out to buildings like break rooms and some other buildings that we'll look at eventually, without the souls doing the same thing. So we'll connect over like this. We'll connect down like so. And that will give us access. They are also bi-directional, I should mention, so they can go back and forth on them. They're not one way, but this is good. This will make them walk faster, and it is essentially allowing us to make employee-only areas where souls don't go. Now, a little something that we can do is unlock new buildings and spells through the Liber Administratum. Each tree in the Liber Administratum has 3 unique passive powers, and higher levels of passives and technologies will cost more heroes. So for example, we currently are looking at the technologies page where we have things like the restroom and impish resources. We do need to go to infrastructure in this case, and we need to get the souls dispatcher. But as a part of infrastructure, we could increase the amount of perca dollars earned through Hell's entrance fee. We could make the bus a bit more spacious. But in this case, we're getting the souls dispatcher, which can separate souls across 3 exits according to custom criteria. Souls matching no criteria are sent to the fallback exit. Now, I mentioned logistics. This thing is ridiculous. It's both simple and complicated, and I'm so excited to play with this thing. So basically, we want to place a souls dispatcher right here, and then when we click on it, we're going to have sort of a lot to do. Again, we're going to skip some dialogue because I can kind of walk you through this. I've done it a bunch now and I kind of understand it roughly. So in this case, what we want to do is create a rule that in this case is going to be a status rule where we want it, and it's currently set to not equal. We want it to equal a hero, and we apply it. So what that means now is that the only souls that will get through that gate towards the resurrection temple portal thing will be heroes. We want to move our fallback exit to gate A, which is the one on the left here. And we're going to want to basically connect it through a little something like so. We go all the way down here, all the way back to here. And the goal here, the plan here, is to use crossings to create a situation where my souls will stay on the path that they're put on. And essentially what happens now is the only souls we're sending back to the land of the living will be heroes. And I have no idea what this cutscene is. I have no idea. I don't remember this.
Nightfall. The hummus will stop working and head home now. I could tell you they're going to go to sleep, but you're a grown-up. You can take the blunt truth. Hummus? tend to shaboink at night. A lot. In fact, they can get pretty naughty, even to my standards.
I forgot about that, I'm gonna be honest. But yes, that is how the population will grow. And if I decide that I don't want the population to grow, I can disrupt their business with some bells around town, and that will get them to knock it off is what that will do. Now, in other news, we have an imp down here that is ready to level up. It is worth pointing out they can gain levels up to 5. With each level, they can get a new trait or upgrade one that they already have. You get to pick it for them, or you can choose the option to let them decide for themselves. In this case, we're going to be picking it for them. Now, we can upgrade their agoraphobic trait so they take less of a break, or we can give them more work speed, which is perfectionist. We can make them a masochist so that they will give us a bit of money when we fork them. And we can also make them a slacker, which will reduce their wage by 10%, saving $32 per day, but they will take longer breaks. I think what I'll do is increase their work speed. That also increases their salary, which is kind of to be expected, but that's fine. Speaking of salary, actually, that's perfect timing. We have upkeep. Now, upkeep is due every day at dawn. Employees will go on strike if it's not paid in full. The time's up here in the top left. It's not even noon yet, so we're doing okay on that front. We don't really need to worry about upkeep just yet. But we do need to worry a little bit about Tiberius Big Belly, who in this case happens to be quite envious. In fact, so much so that he's an envious deviant, because his envy score is now 50. So what that means is that the Omni Doctors, or the Omni-Sin Doctors, are not going to be effective. We cannot treat Tiberius at an Omni-Sin Doctor. We need an Enviologist. So what we can do is go into the Liber Administratum. We can go to Punishment. We can get ourselves an Enviologist. And this is a sin-specific punishment building which will specialize in treating one unique sin. They're much more efficient than basic Omni-Sin Doctors and are the only way to treat deviant souls. So, what we can do is go and build ourselves an Enviologist. And the way I'm looking at doing, how do I want to do this? I think I know how I want to do this. And this is actually going to be a really good little example of sort of how I like to play with some of the logistics in this. So what we can do, actually, is build ourselves another Souls Dispatcher. I don't need to do this. This isn't really something the tutorial is telling me to do just yet, but this is something that I have started doing in other levels and sandbox stuff. Basically, the Souls Dispatcher there is going to be really useful because I can set it up to only send envious deviants to the right here, and that should work really well. So for example, we want to say, ooh, hold on, that's not quite going to work because I need this to move just down a little bit. So it comes down to here and there. So now it circles around. Our fallback exit is going to be B. And that means that if none of these rules are met, everyone goes to B, and that's totally fine. What we could do, actually, just while we're here, and this again might be a bit of a waste, but we could also build a waiting booth. We can hire the employee for the waiting booth, which in this case will be Tiffany Paltrow. We can get an employee for the Enviologist as well, which is going to be, we've Adam Calamity, Edward Fiasco, and Dennis Prank. I think we go for, it's got to be Adam Calamity. I think that's the right pick. So that thing is now going to be functional. All we need to do is set this Souls Dispatcher up a little bit. Now, like I said, if none of the rules are met, people will go through B, which is to the regular treatment space. But what we can do is, in a couple of different ways, set it up so that only deviants go to the right. Now, the easiest way to do it would be equals deviant, and then this means any sin. So any deviant will go to the right. What we can do, if we really wanted to, is break it down so that we have, for example, any sin with a sin value of 50 or greater than 50. I usually do greater than 49 because I don't know if this game is considering it greater than or equal to 50, but we can set it to greater than 49 and that will essentially do the same thing, because if any individual sin value is greater than 49, if it's 50 or higher, it is a deviant soul. But in this case, we can just say equals deviant any sin. We apply that. And unfortunately, that does mean that this Tiberius Big Belly is going to go through this gate and be sent into any of the Omnisin doctors, or potentially, I mean, if he's sent into the Hell Pet show, we will get something out of that. Not really anything major, but we can kind of just wait. And we can see by this icon above this doctor that a deviant soul has entered the Omnisin doctor, but regular punishment buildings cannot punish deviant souls, which means that Tiberius is going to be sent back, which is totally fine. He's going to go right back to the start of the line, and this time should be sent to the right, which is fantastic. He's going to, well, he won't have to queue up because he's going to get straight into, or he would get straight in there. He does get straight in there. And there we go. We have treated his deviant envy, which is exactly what we want to do. Perfect. That's great. That's cool. That's our first job done. I love it. And so that brings us to our third overworld, which is a little bit different. There's a corruption stone right in the middle of this one, which a town has been built around. Very exciting, very evil, which is certainly something.
Honest hummus into insane deviance. All right, I've seen enough.
Anyway, our goal here is, well, there's two of them. We want to populate the overworld with 200 hummus, and we want to punish 6,000 sins. So as it stands right now, we have one deviant just over here, Mirabelle Hummingbird. That's fine. That's deviant envy. That's okay. We, of course, have Justice Ironbelly as the current king, and you are an anxious patriot, which means you are interested in soldiers and doctors, and you're less interested in builders, merchants, and priests. As for hell, there is nothing down here right now, so we probably want to get started with a few different things. We have $9,000 to play with, so let's figure this out. I think what I'd like to do is, what do we want to do? What have I got unlocked right now? Do I continue? Do you keep your unlocks? Did you go from one mission to the other? You do. So envy is currently like the one thing we have. We can't treat it. Well, we can treat it, but I'm probably not going to build an enviologist right away. I think how many souls do we have right now? We have 3. Okay. I think what I'd like to do is get a Hell Pet show so that I do have a source of faith coins. I think that's going to be important. So we're basically just going to sort of recreate the layout that we've seen before. So we'll do this in the middle. We can do an Omnisin Doctor here. We can do an Omnisin Doctor here. And we can do essentially just a little waiting booth for the time being. We don't need to go too crazy with this. Although what we could do is, I guess, sort of zigzag back and forth a little bit so that we have a little bit more room there. That seems like a pretty good idea. We can set up some roads just like so, although I need to have you go that way, which is totally fine. And then these guys, I mean, I guess realistically, we do need to connect it over there. We have a bunch of rocks in the way, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we'll figure that out. And we'll just have this thing sort of loop around the way it has before. So it's going to loop around like this, which is absolutely perfect. We have $4,710 left. So let's see what kind of path I can take to get through and around these rocks. And just like that, we have our connection to the resurrection portal, which is perfect. Now, we are going to need some employees. $3,720 is not a lot of money, So let's see who we have. We have Rebecca Keane, Maggie Stiff, and Kathy Snide. They're all relatively affordable. You are the most affordable, and you have the same amount of time over there. You are also going to give me some heroes when you go on strike.
Wow,
hopefully you don't go on strike, but if you do, I benefit from it, so that's okay. For here, we have Adam Hawqueen, Nicholas Fiasco, and Francis Jester. 250 is the best time here, and you are also going to give me heroes when you go on strike. I'm getting I'm getting the feeling that they're probably going to go on strike. So let's get you. Let's go in here and see who we have. We have Brad Thruster, Mike Thicktail, and Ryan Gamble. 3 minutes 40 is kind of wild with pretty good work speed. You are a simpleton, which reduces your wage by 10%, although you get less experience. And we reduce your wage by another 10%, although you're a bit slower. You know what? I'm gonna get you. You're kind of expensive, but you're pretty good. And then over this way, we can just go for Francis Jester. That should get all of this up and running. The only thing we need to do now, I suppose, is create a rule that says anyone going through B needs to be a hero, at least for the time being. We might want to change this up a little bit, but I'm relatively sure that early on we'll manage to hopefully get some heroes. So you're at 56 right now. You are at 60. You're at 71. We should be able to get at least a hero or two out of this. Oh, and we probably also want to get a rest room so that my staff have somewhere to chill. Now this could live right about here. We can see the radius for it covers just about everything. What I might do is, does it matter what side I put it on? Probably not. I think there is probably totally fine. We can get ourselves a little imp road that comes down so everybody can get in there, and hopefully we can make a little bit of money so that hopefully we don't have my imps go on strike. Although I guess it might help if I was to come up here and just get a few more imps, not imps. Oh, imps. Well, no, souls. Get a few more souls. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, what is this? Oh, we've discovered a thing. Interesting. So this is a power shrine. And what power shrines do is they give me abilities. Specifically, they give me free spells, which can be used without spending faith coins. So if I grab this thing, which we've now done, I have a zap, which is a lightning bolt, essentially. So I was mentioning that I wanted to get my hands on a few more souls. I probably don't want to kill rangers. That's not going to do me any favors. Do we have farmers? That seems like a good idea. Let's just chain that together a little bit. That gets me 2 more souls right there. I really probably shouldn't kill farmers, but I'm going to, because it's easy souls, basically. I'm also going to just set a little something on fire there in the hopes of getting a few more souls. That's the goal anyway. It's not really going well. Is that a what is up with you? What is going on there? What is that icon? Oh, you're being corrupted. That's what that icon is, because we have the corruption stone in the middle. Of course. That's the entire point of this level, is you're being corrupted. Let's blast a bunch of you that way and get just a handful more souls down to hell. And just like that, we get $500 for 5 new souls. Over at this end, there was a little bit of a blockage, my bad, but we have got all of these guys heading out, and if everything's gone to plan, they should be heroes once they get back to the surface. At least some of them absolutely should be, which should get me some points down here in the bottom left. It absolutely does, which is exactly what we're looking for. And what I can do with those points is go into the Liber Administratum, and if I had 5 points, I could spend them on some upgrades. Unfortunately, I don't have 5 points, but that's okay. That's totally fine. We will get 5 hero points at some point. It would also appear that we're fighting some dire wargs up here. So let me just do a little something like this to try and help my rangers deal with this, because otherwise they might get wrecked by that thing, and I prefer they didn't. Yeah, they're doing all right. Oh no, they're totally clearing them out. Beautiful. Okay, I've no idea why they were doing that, but that's fine. Hummus can be voided by various sources, meaning they are completely removed from the game, body and soul. Hummus are voided when falling off the edge of the world. I guess that's fair enough. Reaching 100 in a sin, turning into zombies, facing a Saddam's critical failure, or walking into an abducting pit in hell. Noted. So don't kick them off the edge of the world. That's fair enough. Now, I think a little something I'd like to do here is just expand our operations. Now, doing this might not be the best idea in the world because it is approaching nighttime. We don't have that much more money than we have upkeep, but the more of these things we build, the more souls we can process, and that's kind of important. So I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I'm going to build you there, and I'm going to build you there, and that should be fine. We can build a little road out to you. We can build this over to here. We can build this road up this way, and we can connect this over like so. Now, we have created some crosswalks that we need to deal with. So if we go in here, we can set some crossings. And what this means, essentially just a little bit closer, is that they won't turn. They're not going to turn to the right. They will stay on the path that they're supposed to be on. Same story here. So anyone coming back will continue down here. Anyone going through this way will continue this way. Anyone going across towards the Soul Dispatcher will head towards the Soul Dispatcher. And that should keep us good. Now, what we can do is get Adam Hawqueen and put him in there. And then over this way, we've got Luke Prank, Garfield Blowout, and Richard Calamity. I think we're going to go for Garfield, which leaves us pretty broke and with some pretty steep upkeep costs. But even though we will probably end up with a strike in the morning, we are now processing more of these guys. And what's also interesting about it is that for everyone that gets sent back, they go through the process again. So we can kind of double dip with souls and we can get much more money from them while trying to get them down underneath 50 on their sinometer. Now, it is, I guess, worth pointing out that we do not need heroes for this particular mission, for this particular task. We just need a higher population in the overworld. So the more souls we send back, actually kind of the better it is, regardless of them being heroes. I kind of want them to be heroes though. That's sort of my goal and my hope, because I can spend those points on things like this, where I get more money for punishing souls, or I could get more money for, oh, that might be worth it actually. More money from the entrance fee. I think we do that. I think a little bit more money from the entrance fee might be a really, really good idea. And so just like that, we got $700 from that delivery rather than the usual 500. So that's pretty good. Looking at it, it's about to be dawn and we are just shy of the amount of money that we would need to pay our upkeep. So that has one of our imps on strike. The greater the difference there, the less we pay, the more of them will go on strike, which is fine. We'll manage, and they will stay on strike until noon. So basically, who is on strike? So this one's on strike. So we're not generating any of the faith coins until at least noon, and that's okay. It can be a little bit more disruptive if you have bigger strikes that shut down, for example, if the waiting booth shut down, that would be a problem. If all of the Omnisin doctors shut down, that would be a problem. Thankfully, we don't have that problem just yet. And I've also just noticed we actually do have even more heroes down here. So what we could do is potentially get even more money from first class tickets from those buses. Alternatively, we could increase the amount of money that we get from punishments, which I think I will do twice. So we now get 20% more money from the Omnisin doctors, which is going to be very good. It should make it a little bit easier to maintain the upkeep costs of hell. I also kind of want you guys to get out of there a little bit quicker if you don't mind. Can I just get you to scram? I absolutely can. And yeah, looking at it, it's not even nighttime yet, so upkeep should be no problem. My only thing is that we might want to start looking into getting one of the enviologists, because as it stands right now, we can see on the top right here, we currently have 5 deviants, and it's going to be envy, it's going to be envy, 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 and lust. Ooh, that changes things. Oh, that changes things. Okay, so we might need a lustologist or whatever they happen to be called. That's okay. That's very interesting. And now it is worth pointing out, we do have 5 heroes. We can get a lustologist, so that's not a problem. We also have $4,400, which is great news as well, because we will therefore have a bit of a profit going into tomorrow, which means I should be able to get both an enviologist and a lustologist. My only thinking is, what way do I want to set them up? Because I haven't quite figured that out yet. And honestly, well, I say I haven't quite figured it out. I think I know exactly, how I want to figure it out. I want a different queue. That's what I want to do. I want a different queue, because I'd like to build both of those sort of down here. Oh, we have someone with envy now. That's a problem. Okay. Okay, I have not left myself a lot of room to play with here. Let's get a little bit more money first. It is worth pointing out, of course, that the envious deviant down here, Crispin Gurglesmaster, is not one that we can treat with any of these buildings, so they will just keep looping around here until we're done. Interesting. Okay, so this thing, my thinking with this is that we would build it sort of over here, and we would have a queue that leads to it. How would I want to do the queue? I think I'd want to save on space a little bit, just to be safe. And I think we would build this. Oh, maybe I don't want to save on space, because I do need a decent sized queue. Although I kind of need a queue per building. Oh, how in depth do I want to go? That's the other thing I hadn't really thought about. We don't have as much space as I'd like. That's the other problem. Okay, let's, oh man, I really hadn't thought about this. Let's go for, I guess here is going to be fine. We can make that work. What I would like to then do is make a slight change to this space, because I would like to, this needs to go as well. Oh wait, no, that doesn't need to go. Wait, how do I want to do this? I might have to move my little staff room around a little bit. Let me just bulldoze that road. We grab you and rotate you to there. That doesn't really work either. This thing might just need to move. I think I'm just gonna move this to the back for now. I think that's probably okay. Now, unfortunately, with this layout, we do get a very small queue for this main part, but my thinking is we bring this around and that'll sort of feed everyone back to where I want them to go. I was oh, hold on now. Do I want to do it that way? So my thinking here is that anyone that comes out of this space, if they come out and they're still a deviant, I kind of just want to send them straight back. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to go about doing this. This thing I think is going to move to there. I think that'll be okay. I think I can make that work. Because I think I can get rid of this road. I think we can move this road to here and have this sort of connect like so. And yes, I think I'm onto something here. Okay. This will be fine. This will be okay. It's going to be a little bit weird and a little bit messy, but that's okay. It's never going to be perfectly symmetrical. What I would like to do is say that the fallback is B, and the reason someone goes through B is that they are not a deviant. And then they will go through C if they are a deviant. And that'll be fine. And then the fallback is B, so anyone, yeah, that should be fine. Anyone else will go through B as well, and that'll be great. Now, the way I'd like to try and do this is bring a little soul road out to about here, and that should be fine. We can then go ahead and do a waiting booth that leads right into that building, and that should also be fine. That way, we can kind of queue up any envious souls. We can bring this over, though, and build the lust building in there at some point. But more importantly than that, we can kind of loop this around like so. And because we have this gap here, and because this area is deviants only, we can have this feedback. We can have it sort of cross over. We can have it sort of come over like this. And I mean, if I wanted it to, even over just down to there. So it's this weird kind of loop around that it does. It gives us almost symmetry. But the way, oh man, hold on. I'm getting a little bit lost here. We can set this up so it's a crossing and a crossing, and that'll keep us good. That'll keep everything nicely organized. So basically, anyone coming out of the back of this building will walk around. Is this all set up properly? It is. We need workers for it, but yes, they'll walk around. They'll continue down here. They will hit this Souls dispatcher. And now, if they are a hero, they go through B, so they leave. If they are going to be, if they equal a deviant, they go through C. And that means the fallback is A. So anyone that's not a deviant, but also not a hero, goes to A, and that'll keep us good. And that now means that if someone comes out of one of these buildings for whatever reason and is still a deviant, they will just get fed straight back into the deviant queues, as opposed to having to go right back through whatever. They don't have to go through this like checker anymore. I do realize though, that one thing I need to do is place another one of these guys right about there. I don't want that connecting. It's important that that doesn't connect. I think as long as I don't have any rules, it'll be fine. But essentially for B, we want them to be they equal a deviant. And in this case, it's going to be for envy, and that'll be fine. And then everything else is C. So that should work. So now we have it set up that any deviants will go to the right, any envious deviants will go to this queue, and the rest will go down here. Any non-deviants will continue straight through here and go through the normal process. Does that all make sense? It's a whole thing. It's a lot of logistics in a game that you wouldn't think has logistics, but I love it. So now look in here, all of these guys should continue straight on, which is exactly what they're doing. All of these guys, because they've been fed back from normal treatment, will go that way. Our deviant goes to the right, and because they're envious, they will continue through here as soon as we have someone available to work in these spaces. So let's go for Rebecca Keene to work there. And in this place, we'll go for Richard Calamity. And there we go. We have you being fed back this way. You're going to hit that queue as well, which is fantastic. And that will let us start treating the envious deviants. And as we can see, they are no longer an envious deviant, so they will not be fed back to this space. But equally, they are not a hero. Did we just kill them? I think we just killed them. That's not quite what we were looking for. But yes, so this one again is no longer a deviant, but will not be a hero by the time they get done here. So they will get fed back into the normal queue, which I love this. I love it so much. It's such a fun setup. It really is. We're also pretty close to having enough money to avoid a strike in the morning. I'm not 100% sure that we'll do it. We might. We absolutely did. Just about avoided a strike. That is perfect. Now, just thinking about it, it might not be a terrible idea to just extend some of this queue a little bit so we can get a little bit more room in there. So we'll kind of extend this out to, I want to say there. We'll bring it up. We'll connect it over. We'll extend you out to about there, bring it up and bring it over. And that'll give us just a bit more room for the regular souls to queue up without it backing into this space and potentially blocking the souls dispatcher, which would be kind of a disaster. Now, we also happen to have a little bit of money here. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and build the Lustologist, because I want to set up a little bit more of my logistics. That's kind of what I want to do right now. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves another waiting booth. It is going to live right about there. It is going to come down to right about there. And I guess what we would want to do... now here's the question. If we have a look... So you have envy, you have lust, and you have lust. So we have 2 with lust. So right now... what we can do, we don't actually need another Souls Dispatcher, but I'm going to build one anyway, because I think that makes sense. And then for A, we want to say that you are, in fact, you equal a deviant and you are lustful. That way, anyone else will get fed back through B, which admittedly doesn't go anywhere right now, but that'll be totally fine. We can hire someone, I guess Kathy Snide, to work in here, and we can hire Luke Prank to work in here. And that should now mean, oh, hold on, this is actually going to be complaining a little bit because we happen to not have a connection here. I also, oh wait, that's also not set up properly. We'll send that around like that. That'll be fine. So that's a decent little connection for now. It'll work. We have someone that's ready to level up to, which we love to see. I really don't want something from when you go on strike. I think I would prefer that, what do we got here? I don't want you taking longer breaks. I don't know if I want to re-roll. I guess we could. What do we get here? Work speed. I get money on your failures. I'm going to go for work speed. That seems like a really good thing to have. And I'm also thinking I kind of want to kill this little, this little hummus, that's very lustful right here. I kind of need to, aha, there we go. That might have killed 1 or 2 of them more, but that's fine. So that's that one dead and being sent to hell. We have you as well. What can I do to kill you? I have rocks. I have various rocks of various sizes. Let's start with this and see what that can do. That does very little to you. Can I throw like can I set the rock on you? Does that do anything? If I just, oh wow. Oh yeah, no, that did it. Yeah, that was effective. Okay. Now the question is, aha, there we go. So they've both arrived. They should not be sent into that queue. They get sent down to this queue, and that is gonna, that's gonna work. That's gonna let us start processing this whole thing, which I absolutely love. I love this kind of sorting. It's like, it's I love like logistics management games like this. Like there's so many factory type ones that I've played. It's such a weird feeling having a game that's like part black and white, part 2-point, and then part like other things as well. You know, it's really, I love the logistics. I do. I can't can't explain just how much I really like sorting things out like this. It's really fun. Now we do happen to have a lot of heroes down here. So if I wanted to, I could get more money from the tickets coming into hell. I could double it, more than double it actually, from the original 500 that we have. I'm not against doing that. We could also get a bit more XP for everybody. We could get more money from our punishments, which I'm also not against doing. I don't mind that. I also like this. Gives a chance to punish twice as much sin points when treating souls in punishment buildings. The extra punishment yields purga dollars. I think it might be a great idea to get like a 20% chance of doing that, because that's going to help us get more heroes in the long run. Because something that we're going to notice as we go on and as our hummus become older is that their sins kind of compound a little bit. And especially with the different careers that they might have, they will continue to sort of compound a little bit. So for example, Mirabelle Hummingbird is currently a sinometer score of 114, which is a lot. And we are not going to treat that in one sitting. So Mirabelle is going to keep circling back and circling back and circling back. And hopefully we can get that score down. We have 67 here. We have 69 here, 76, 77, 110. those 100 plus scars are going to be tricky to bring down unless we can get these perks that bring them down, you know, more and more. If we can get those sort of double reductions, that is going to be really, really good for us. So another little something that we could do here to improve things is actually upgrade our restroom into a break room. Now, as it stands, apparently I can't do that, which is a little bit unfortunate because I need impish resources. I've just realized these arrows kind of tell me what I need. Now, impish resources will reduce the total upkeep due at dawn with each work cycle. The upkeep reduction resets at dawn. So essentially, if we unlock this and we go ahead and we build this, this will have a worker in it that will, believe it or not, work to to bring down our expenses, and that's actually kind of a huge deal. So I think what we'll do is just build this thing. I want to say there is fine. It's a little expensive, and it's going to be expensive to employ someone for it, but the savings can be kind of huge. So what we'll do is hire ourselves Janet Smug, Christy Razortail, Kathleen Cruz. We'll go for Ms. Razortail. And again, while our expenses are quite high, what you'll notice is that when this bar happens to fill up, the upkeep in the bottom left will go down a bit. We'll also see kind of the amount that it goes down by above this building, which in this case is 150. So this will work, and every 60 seconds, I guess, reduce our upkeep by 150. So if I have multiple of these, I can potentially save quite a lot of money. And so now we can get the break room. And the reason I want the break room is because it has a much higher area of effect, which means all of these buildings, except for these two down here, are now covered by the break room, which is just fantastic news. Now, what I'm thinking we could do is build ourselves another little break room. We don't strictly need 2 break rooms, but it's not going to hurt to have more space for my staff to rest. So I think what we'll do is just build one. I want to say there is a pretty good spot. We can get ourselves some imp roads that go out here and over to here. We could run some imp roads kind of down like this as well, so my staff can get around a little bit. And I'm realizing that does sort of block my potential expansion for the Omnisyn Doctors, which is something I was kind of hoping to do because I think we do happen to need more Omnisyn Doctors. We would probably benefit from another Hellpet show as well, just to get a little bit more in the way of faith coins, but I'm not really super worried about that. I will, however, increase our chance of doubling the punish effectiveness. So it's up to 30% now, which is fantastic. And I'm also strongly considering the idea of, I really do think we probably should get more Omnisyn Doctors in here just to try and and start treating more of these guys at one time. Now, looking at the numbers, 92, 68, 79, 99, 105, 47 is actually pretty good. And if we look at these guys, they drop it down by 25. So some of these guys, anyone 75 and below will likely get out of here. The rest of them will have to come around a couple of times. So that's part of why this queue is so long. So I think what we could do is absolutely get our hands on at least one more of these. We have enough money to do quite a few of them, and I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we'll do 3 more of them, which is quite a bit, all things considered. We can go and get ourselves another road that's gonna come out to here. This is gonna come out to here, and these two are gonna have to loop the entire way around like that, and potentially come back as well, which is totally fine by me. But that should work. That should be okay. That should be all right. Let's go ahead. We have a lot of expenses now, but we'll just hire everybody to work in these places and hope again that that it helps us out. Hope that it makes us, you know, a bit of money. Hope that we get more people going through this queue and that treatment speeds up a little bit. It certainly looks like it's gonna. And I mean, we're making pretty decent money. So yeah, here's hoping. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That's not good. That is not good. So you are greedy, which means you are just gonna keep going in a circle until we have treatment for you. Oh, that's bad. That means that we need a greedologist. So let's see if we can get away with this. I do think we are gonna have a strike ahead of us at the end of today, which is very unfortunate, but that is just the way things are gonna be. Let me actually just double check something. So greed and envy and envy and envy. So greed, I think gluttony is gonna be catching up on us here at some point. But for now, we will just do a greedologist, I suppose, is the way to go with this. We'll probably not need a huge queue for this. So we'll go for that spot, I suppose. I also realize I really don't need queues and waiting lines for every one of these buildings, but it is kind of effective. It is kind of useful. So I kind of like doing it. We'll get another one of these guys as well. And we will say that the fallback is A, and then it is if you are in fact a deviant and you are in fact greedy, you will go through B, and that should be fine. So we can hire, I suppose, Kathleen Cruz to work here. We can hire, let's see, 1,000? Oh my God. That's almost a 5-minute work time though from Lucas Moist. I feel like we kind of can't turn that down. That is a ridiculous paycheck, but I'm kind of looking at that 5-minute work time and I'm thinking it's worth it. We'll bring a little road sort of back here. And so that'll let them loop kind of around and do what they got to do. But that should mean that you now get treated, and that's sort of what we're looking for. Our expenses are down to negative 13,000, which is just wild. We will 100% have a strike at the end of today. But I think we're starting to treat them pretty well. I think treatments are going nicely. There's another $900 from that shipment of souls as well. We've got, what is your name? We've got Don Chad Iron Guts. Thankfully, I would imagine, yeah, no longer greedy, which we like to see. Getting there in terms of envy, which isn't good. Also think that we might have, oh wow, that was a really good treatment. That might have been a double right there, actually. That was really, really good. Oh, and there it is. We have 3 people on strike. Is it anyone important? It is one of the Omnisin doctors. It is our Lust doctor and the waiting booth number 4. That's actually okay. That is not the worst strike we could have had, all things considered. Although what is slightly problematic is that the ruler of our hummus has now become a deviant. So much so that they are a, oh boy. So all they need is love. They want to have massive public orgies. Oh boy. They want food and they want doctors. They don't want anything else. Now, interestingly, that's not the worst thing in the world because, again, my objective here is to populate the overworld and to punish sins. So the thing is, when the ruler becomes a deviant, their personality does change, as we've seen here. But I guess the thing is, this actually could benefit me because they want a bunch of, like, a much higher population. That's actually got the potential of making my life a little bit easier. So I'm not really against that. I've got to be honest. I can't say that I'm firmly against that right now. Oh no, this is interesting. We have some saints, and that's not necessarily good. Souls resurrected with low sinometer have a small chance to become saints. Saints cannot gain or lose sins, and they don't earn heroes when resurrected or currencies in hell buildings. They also receive negative alterations and don't take part in the daily birth rate. Now we can reduce their holy patience. If we reduce it to 0, that will break their sainthood. It is lost when facing the worst administrative processes, such as waiting in a waiting line, witnessing soft and hard failures from employees, and being treated in a time dilator. So the longer saints stay in a waiting line, the higher the chance that they no longer they're no longer saints. So that kind of works out nicely for me. And apparently our old king died, which is not exactly ideal, but that's fine. This is a shrewd politician. What does that mean? That is, everyone is important. Let's hold hands together and hug. Your priorities are, you have none. You're just balanced. You want to have a happy life, so everyone has more health and speed and blah, 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 blah. And a vice city means that everyone is more vulnerable to sins. They have less omni-sin resistance. That's potentially very good for me as well. Admittedly, in terms of my objective, we now have less population, but we're punishing sins pretty well, so that I can deal with that. Anyway, let's spend some more heroes. We will bring this up to 160% on the first class tickets to hell, which should get me a really, really nice bonus amount of money whenever we drop some people off here. I'm hoping we've got $1,300. That's pretty solid. So I wonder if we could get just a few more of these doctors in here to help with our treatment. We have a ton of money. We are making a ton of money as well. So 1 and 2 right there should be interesting. I could potentially get 2 more down here. I'm not really too sure what the layout of this whole place is going to be just yet, but we'll figure that out. In terms of the exit, it is going to be out to here and down to there, and that should be fine. I guess this can come over here and down a little bit. Wait, no, I've got those the wrong way. Yeah, I can flip them actually. That's fine. This needs to be that way around, and you need to be that way around. And so those are now in pretty good spots. The only thing we need to do is get a little crossing here to make sure that no one gets confused, and that should keep us all right. We will, of course, want to get someone to work in here. We want someone to work in here. Someone to work in here as well. We'll go for 2 minutes 50 seconds is pretty good. And we will go for 2 minutes and 30 seconds right about there. And that is a bunch of buildings, but that's okay. As much as it's costing us, we are still making a ton of money, and that is entirely the point of what we're trying to do here. This queue is getting a little bit shorter as well, which is just beautiful news. The only thing I want to do is get my hands on just 1 more break room, because these guys are not covered by one. We can put it, I want to say, does it really matter where I put it at this point? Just sort of down here vaguely is probably fine. So right about there should be all right. We can do a little imp road that kind of cuts through here and cuts across there just to speed things up a teeny tiny little bit. And I suppose we could do like a little imp road here. We could do a little imp road down here. I don't know if that's going to be useful, but we can have it anyway. And by the looks of it, I think we've just got our 200 hummus, which is fantastic. I've never actually done this before. I'm gonna be honest, this is as far as I've gotten in Cintopia. No idea what this is about. Oh, that's a demon. Of course it is. Okay. All right, cool. That's a demon. Okay.
Even if we handle that lone demon,
very interesting.
Corruption Stone will keep harassing us with more deviants. Our only way to stabilize the situation is to risk destroying the stone, and fast.
And how do we plan to do that, exactly?
I've noticed derelict power shrines. If the hummus could rehabilitate them, we could claim the power they contain to destroy the Corruption Stone.
While you hunt for these new powers, I hope Mr. Hero will do his job. Time to shine, muscle boy!
Okay. So I suppose we are going to be throwing something at the Corruption Stone, which is this thing right here. As it stands, I do have some rocks that I can throw at it. That did look to take a chip off of it, which is good. So let's do that. I missed. Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. Just hit it again. I have this thing that looked to do a pretty good amount of damage. It didn't seem to really do all that much to it. I don't have anything else to throw at it though, unfortunately. This building's a little bit wrecked. I could try. No, that didn't do anything. That didn't do anything either. Now there are these things out here. I guess it's not ready yet. That's fine. I don't think any of these are ready right now, unfortunately. Oh no, this one's ready. Okay, so I can grab that and then I can go back to the corruption thing. And I suppose we can throw this at it again and hope that it does something. That didn't really do all that much. That's fine. Where exactly is this demon? So when a hummus reaches 100 sin, its soul is permanently voided and attracts an extraplanar demon of that sin. Demons passively corrupt the overworld and periodically summon sin spawns to raid the temple. Okay, that's interesting. A hummus named Eberolf Guacableeder summoned a rage lord in the overworld. Right. That's good. We're being attacked by sin spawns, apparently. We absolutely are. Can I deal with you? You little whatever you are. That did nothing. Okay. This isn't good. I don't know how to deal with this. Oh, this is good. We have these guys out here fighting. That's kind of what we want to see. That's better than nothing. We have all of these guys. There's a whole bunch of them running, which is something as well. When killing hostiles, soldiers earn experience and may eventually level up to veterans and then champions. Higher tiers of soldiers have better stats and can use powerful special attacks. Oh, you look fantastic. You do. You look fantastic. Now, we do have a bit of a problem here. We have some hummus that are getting a little bit proud, and we will need to do something about that. Hopefully, they can stay alive long enough for me to deal with the demon. Where is the demon? Can I grab this? Is that what is this? That is a, I don't know what that is. Hell tunes. Summons a flute which attracts and awe all entities below. Interesting. Okay. I don't know if that's gonna be all that useful for fighting a demon, but I'll take it. That's all right. Oh, there's something out there I can grab as well. Give me that. That's gonna be good for fighting the shrine thing. There's one over there as well. That's gonna be 2 for blowing up the shrine thing as well. That's another hit on the shrine, and that's another hit in the shrine. I don't think those are doing anything. I'm not too sure. Apparently it should do something, but it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Although I think I just did it. I think I just broke it. I absolutely did. I don't know what it means. There's 2 demons out there, so it might be good, it might be bad. It might be the end of...
A sin storm?
Oh, go to sin storm. Of course it is. A sin storm. Whatever a sin storm is, we've got a sin storm now. Oh boy.
Maybe someone should tell them not to stay there?
Oh crap, Muscle Boy lost it!
Oh good! Now we have to deal with him! Great! Just fantastic! Good! The dialogue's good and all. I need to deal with this guy now. We can blast him around a little bit. That probably helps. How much health has he got? A lot. Oh, he's got a lot. Oh, the the queen's out here trying to beat him up. Go on! Oh no, oh no. Now I have managed to briefly there set him on fire, and we do have some swordsmen out here beating him up now, which looks like it's going pretty well. I mean, he's kind of wrecking them, if I'm completely honest with you, and they're now running away, which is not good. But we did do quite a bit of damage there, so that's nice. I'm not entirely sure what he's trying to do right now, though. So I'm gonna just blast him. and sort of interrupt whatever he had going on there. We have stunned him, I think, briefly. He's getting beat up again, which is lovely. I mean, he's kind of killed all the soldiers. They did pretty good. Like, they did some good work there. Oh, now, fortunately, the little demons were fighting him. So that's something. They're kind of helping me a little bit. I mean, they're attacking my tower, which is not good. But if they attack him as well, then it's kind of a enemy of my enemy kind of thing. And it looks like, embarrassingly, they might be the ones to finish him off, because I don't think it's going to be me. Oh, we got another queen down here beating him up. Oh, well, the queen's dead too. But you know what? Sure, we killed him. Anyway, I think the word success is doing a lot of heavy lifting with that particular task. And so that opens us up for campaign mission number 4, which is called Clueless. Lily might have an idea to have the both of you dodge your incoming disciplinary interview and the doom that comes with it. But as exciting as that sounds, that's gonna do us for today's little adventure in Sintopia. This is a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. It's been absolute chaos, but the logistics, the humor, just the vibes, immaculate. Immaculate. I'm having a really fun time with this. I hope you are as well. Once again, a huge thank you to Team 17 for sponsoring this video. This has been an absolute treat. There will be links in the description, in the pinned comment, all of the places if you want to check out Cintopia. It comes out on the 16th of April, 2026. So do the thing, check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoy it. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments down below while you're checking out the links that are down there. But with that in mind, that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.